G'day trendsetters, today I'm coming to you from Santa Rosa, California. Unfortunately, I'm on a time crunch, so there's no video tour of the downtown, etc. However, I'm heading towards the town of Occidental, California, which is quite well known in the gravel cycling scene here in California. I'm riding a couple of mainstay fixture roads, or routes if you prefer, namely the old Caz and Willow Creek Road. Looking forward to those. Should be a pretty glorious day. Weather is amazing. Check it out. Alrighty, let's get cracking. I've got about 17 miles or 28 kilometers to ride before I reach Occidental. I headed out straight from the front door of my hotel, and hopefully I've chosen some relatively quiet paved roads, and I think there's a bike trail or two on the west side of town. Should be good. Ahead, the Joe Rodota Trail, which is where I'm headed to take some of the less arduous routes towards Occidental. I'm very close also to the town of Sebastopol. I love the name of that town, Sebastopol. It's what the doctor ordered, a nice segregated trail away from the crazier paved road. A little bit of field ploughing action going on. On the outskirts of Sebastopol, on a very busy road. I'm riding a little trail system here to head further north, away from the main drag into Sebastopol. It's a wee bit busy, as you can see. I hiked part of this yesterday, so I at least got a little bit of tribal knowledge, as I like to call it. Vineyards off in the distance. A collection of dogs here being walked. It's time for a lovely quiet back road as I continue my journey towards the first gravel roads. Anybody who's ridden this route towards Old Caz and so on, or variations of, will know you have to ride a decent amount of pavement. So I'm taking some quiet paved roads, ideally avoiding some of the traffic today. And we're approaching the first climb of today. It's paved, it's long, and it's got some steep grades. It's a steep bugger, and there's another cyclist ahead. Leveling off. Hey, this is Jerry. Jerry, you're local to Santa Rosa?
I'm a local to Sebastopol, West County here.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
And I've just noticed there's not too many flat roads around here, Jerry.
Not at all. No, if you want flat roads, West County, Sonoma County is not your place to cycle or live.
It's a good thing we've got plenty of low gearing here today, mate.
Oh yes, yes. Compact crank with a big guy in the back.
Nice. I really wish I had a double, actually. I have a 1x, but anyway, It is what it is. Well, hey, have a good ride, mate.
Thank you.
Welcome to Occidental, California. The Union Hotel, 1879. I'll be poking around Occidental later on today. This is where I'll be returning to once I've knocked out this loop. This route I've concocted that passes through Occidental is at about 67 kilometers in length, and it should cover the old Caz gravel section and Willow Creek Road. Holy crap, look at this. So you can shorten it. Like I mentioned, I rode out of Santa Rosa, so I'll link my a ride route and so on in the description below. But this is a pretty heavily ridden area. I already ran into one cyclist today, and I saw many others on various paved roads as I was making my way to Occidental. Beyond that tree line is one of the main roads to the area. I've forgotten its name. It's not super busy right now, but I'm doing my best, like I mentioned earlier, to take as many quiet back roads as I possibly can today and not have to worry about traffic and so on. Now, is this noise or what? Now, we have live oaks in north central Florida. Here we have beautiful redwoods. You have to wonder how many years, hundreds of years old, are those trees. Camp Mika. I wonder if there's a Camp Milder around the place. Okay, right turn. Reminder, do not ride this stuff one-handed like I'm doing. Of interest, some of these areas I've been riding around and driving around in Northern California are very reminiscent of my home area in Australia, namely South Australia, not too far from my home city of Adelaide, South Australia. That creek is dry as a bone, just evidence of the drought that California is currently in the midst of. Welcome to Monte Rio, established in 1877. Downtown Monte Rio, California. Fire department, etc. Your lads. Bartlett's Market, and on the right side, the Pink Elephant. Looks like it's out of business. Crossing Dutch Bill Creek, I showed you that a moment ago. It's dry as a bone, unfortunately. Evander. This is a really neat bridge crossing the river here. So I'm taking the sidewalk part of it for better viewing. Look at this. Okay, there's some water there, amazing. But you can see it looks quite shallow. We're at the base of a really steep climb here. I believe this leads up to some of the gravel. If I got it wrong, my humble apologies. Look at that there, not a through street. Anyway, pretty nasty gradients. I've got a somewhat low gear, 40 by 44. I honestly wish I had a 38 by 44. Anyway, no walking faries. I hope you can see that. It's rather steep at this section. Okay, 16% right on the limit. 18% I should say. Right on the limit of the Explore gearing 40 by 44. 19%. That's what I'm looking for. Lock gate, 1,000 feet. All the locals are familiar with this business. And I have to say, Anya, to a few of the folks who had some routes posted around here, gave me a few clues as where to ride and so on. And this old Caz route has been ridden by many cyclists since the dawn of time. Well, here we are, the gate. Come on, lad.
That's Buddy.
Buddy, you out for a walk, mate? Obviously it's a nice day, isn't it? It's a wee bit steep here. Front end of the bike feels a little bit light. I've got my weight shifted forward. You gotta recommend a 38-44 if you're gonna run it with one bike through this particular part of the world. I rode in Marin County yesterday. That would have been a nicer front chainring. You can do it in a 40, but expect to grind a bit. But that is good for the training regimen. Of course, in my case, what the hell is a training regimen? I don't have a coach. I don't like being told what to do, really. Buggered that for a joke. Looks like I might need 2 hands for this descent, so front camera on. That was pretty nice. Another bone dry creek bed. There we go. We're on to Old Cazadero Road. RVs and trailers not recommended. Winding 1-lane road next 6 miles. Just a wee bit of climbing. Seriously steep grades here on Old Cazadero Road. It's leveled off a bit, a little bit of descending, more climbing ahead, apparently. Check out these gum trees, eucalyptus. We have those exact same trees back in my Aussie homeland. Absolutely gorgeous road to ride. I've seen one car thus far. Beautiful scenery everywhere. And so peaceful and quiet. Check out that house atop the frame. It's not a bad view anywhere among those windows fronting this valley. Wow. And just around the corner, here is what I was looking for. No county maintenance beyond this point. Enter at your own risk. This fence is likely well known to anybody who rides gravel bikes in Northern California. Before I start my descending, here's a look at my steed for today, a review bike, the Canyon Grizzle, kitted out with SRAM's Explore group set. Everything about it is from the Explore group set, including the RockShox dropper, and you've got the RockShox Explore Rudy fork with 30mm of travel, and the Zip 101 Explore wheel set, and you have the Explore versions of the derailleurs. Well, in this case it's the red rear derailleur with a 10-44 cassette, although I would like honestly to be riding a 38 today. Such as some of the magnitude of gradients around here. But like I said before in the video, you can cut it with a 40 if you just knuckle down and stay seated on the climbs. That's how I climb anyway, so a moot point. And here we are. Nice view at top. All right, enough banging on, time to descend. Nice bit of creek crossing action at the bottom of the descent. I just came down there. I did see a couple of lads earlier on the paved part of the climb. Obviously they came from this direction. That is a tough climb going on the dirt skyward. You can't really let it go full on down the descent. There's some really tricky loose corners, and the tyres I'm running today, review tyres, they're the IRC Boken. They don't have a lot of cornering tread for grip. They'll get a bit spicy on some of the corners, so had to exercise a bit of caution. But overall, considering, pretty good tyre, which I will be posting a full review of later. Now a tough climb to ascend away from the creek bed. And I believe the town of Cazadero is not too far from the end of this road. There we go, end of that sector. Now I believe I have another descent. Here we are at the bottom of the descent. Straight on is King Ridge Road, which is another pretty amazing road to ride. Unfortunately, I won't be doing that one today. The general store of Cazadero and post office. Time for drinkies. Hopefully this place is open. It says it is. This establishment here services Willys Overland. So if you're a Willys Overland fan, you might already know about this business here. Willys America, here in Cazadero, California. And it's time to leave and continue on with our route. Now look to the left, well, my left. Check out the riverbed. Duncan Mills Railway Station, no longer in service. Here we go, there was once the railway that ran through here. Here's a couple of rail cars still hanging around. Tough headwind, riding along, I believe, the Coast Highway. Finally, a water sighting. Russian house number 1. All right. Road closed ahead, 4 miles, no through traffic to Occidental. Entering the Willow Creek watershed. And I believe my route's got about 11 miles to ride, with one bastard of a climb still left to ascend. Well, it seems like they've recently repaved this road. I'm sure it was a bit patchy before. Patchy meaning patched to hell. It appears I have about 8 miles to ride, about 13 kilometers, but like I mentioned earlier, a nasty climb, I believe, is waiting to sting me in the ass at the tail end of this ride today. There has been a significant amount of pavement, but no complaints. It's been a pretty amazing day, I have to say, and some pretty quiet roads here in Northern California. Righto, here is the road closed sign I've been expecting. So I should be able to ride through on the edge here. Yep, no worries. Okay, looks like I'm at the base of this nasty climb. It's just appeared on Climb Pro. Let's see if it turns out to be true. Climb Pro seldom lets me down. 6Ks to the top. This truly is a gorgeous climb. Tight hairpin, taking the outside, not as steep on this line. Making steady progress here. I think I've got about 4 kilometers left to climb. I do need to mention I feel amazingly average, pretty tired. Look at the pretty colours on the Climb Pro screen. Getting really steep. 18%. I will say one thing, these IRC Boken tyres, they're not slipping on that super steep grade. Nearing the summit. All right. 5Ks, 5 kilometers to ride before I roll back into Occidental. Well, here we are in Occidental. The ride is pretty much over. I'll give you a quick tour before I close off the video. It's a pretty small little town. And I'll link in the description below points of interest likely swiped from Wikipedia. This be the main street through Occidental. The Altamont General Store, established 1876. Looks like she's closed today. Now that's about it, trendsetters. I'm done like a bloody dog's dinner. Tired as. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed tagging along today in this very interesting part of California. There was some pavement, quite a bit, I have to admit, but there were some really cool mixed surface roads. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for content such as this, no bull gravel bike reviews, product reviews and other madness, as all of it is released to the channel. I'll see you, let's not crash, Wolf, in the next video.